Hi there, I'm Peter Hartman, and you're watching The Appreciationist, the pre-show. The pre-show starts at 6:45 p.m. every Wednesday, and it goes till 7 p.m. When the show begins. If you're here to watch the show and you're not here to participate with the pre-show, just hang in there because we're going to be starting in about 10 to 15 minutes. Today we're talking about focus and self-talk. So self-talk in the context of focus. And I think it's going to be a fun discussion here today. If you want to participate live with your webcam and microphone, you add the Law of Attraction Montreal to your Google circles. And when I see that, that lets me know that you would like to be on the show, and then I send out an invite at the beginning of the show. So right now, if you had done this before, if you've done this last week, if you added Law of Attraction Montreal to your Google circles, you would have just received a notification of the show starting. You can click in your notifications, join Hangout. You see that on your Google Plus page or the top right corner. I don't know exactly where I'm pointing here, and you'll see a little bell with a red number. Click on that, and then you can click on Join Hangouts. The only way to participate with the show is to add the Law of Attraction Montreal to your circles and to have me invite you to the show. So you can watch the show just by clicking on the link, but if you want to participate live, you have to get an invitation. Now, we have had some difficulties with the Google Hangouts and people not receiving invitations. It may not be your fault if you can't find it. If you're having trouble connecting and you'd like to connect, please just write a message on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/theappreciationist. On our meetup page at meetup.com/TLOA-MTL, as in TLOA as in the Law of Attraction, MTL as in Montreal. Or you can simply go to The Appreciationist now, and you can go to that page to watch, and at the bottom there should be a comment section, so you can post it there. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can post it there. If you're watching this Google Plus, you can post it there. Anywhere that you can find us, you can post it, and we should get your notification and help you out if you're having any trouble. You can participate with your microphone and webcam, or just your microphone. You don't have to be on webcam if you don't want to. I think that's all that I have to say for now. I'm just getting set up for the show, and we're going to invite our friends over. Today we're talking about focus and self-talk. You see me looking around? That's just me preparing myself for the show. Hang in there. Thank you very much. Okay, let me make sure my microphone is working now. Maybe I should have done that before. Okay, that's good. We're broadcasting, and make sure our friends are invited. Let's get the joke of the week. Just so you know, if you're watching this at a later date, you're watching a recording of this, you're not watching it live, you can skip forward. You can skip forward to the beginning of the show. I'm just getting set up here. Just picking my jokes for the joke of the week. So I read 2 last week, so I burned those. Let's see. Okay, that's a good joke. Okay, one of them is kind of lame. The other one is funny. Let's see how this goes. Paste it there. It's going to put you on mute there, not because I don't want to hear. Oh, it sounds like it's fine. Okay, what a great idea it is. I was going to put something for what a great idea, and now it's slipping my head, my mind. My brain. Hey there. Did I tell you what I had settled on for the what a great idea? I'm trying to remember. I have one thing here, but I don't think it's.
You didn't settle on me.
I didn't tell you. I thought about it, but I had something in mind. You can put that right here if you want.
Hello.
Hi, baby. How's it going? Oh. Are you okay?
Oh, hey!
Hello.
You're together!
We are.
Letting me off.
Nice.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good,
I'm
good.
super good.
Excellent. Alex, are you there yet?
Yeah, but you can hear me? I can't get my stupid video to work.
Stupid video.
I can hear you. I can hear you very well. The video, I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Just make sure that when you click on settings, you pick the right camera there. But HP webcam spread.
Don't play with it.
Don't play with it. How do you say play in Spanish? Do you know?
That's what she said.
No.
Play. We don't know how to say play in Spanish.
Carnaval.
Carnival? Well, that's Cynthia.
Oh, video is working for Alex.
Yeah.
I can see him.
There we go. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I know, right? Isn't it dreadful?
No?
Awesome. Let me make sure I'm set. Oh yes, my what a great idea. I think what will it be? Actually, pad mapper is not a bad idea.
Is this still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's moving time soon.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
this way you can guarantee Sam can join.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Be sure, fire away.
I tried on my phone and I didn't get any invite or anything, so I don't think I would have been on if he wasn't here.
That would be dreadful.
That's right.
A what?
Dreadful. Today's the 15th, so I didn't write any of the. Oh, wonderful. Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Show
Hey,
starts
Sam?
at 5. What's that?
I want to ask Samantha if you go to your google.com page on your phone, do you see like a notice in red?
Google.com.
Google Plus. Google Plus.
My Google Plus account? My app?
No, just go to a web page because that's how I joined from my tablet.
Yeah, she should see it in her Google Plus account. I know what you're saying, so I'm just going to go to her Google page, but I don't think she'll see it. Let me just.
That's weird.
Oh no, don't worry. No, we're fine. Well, I'll check it. I'll check the next time though. I'll try all sorts of stuff. But here, I don't see anything here.
Well, you see how you're logged
Oh, I
in,
see.
so that's you.
Okay.
This used to be search, but now it's like a web.
But don't worry about this right now. Worry about your thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it. See,
Oh, I
no
see.
notifications. No, there's no notifications.
Nothing.
Shoot. Can I save calendar without logging in? Yes, I think so. Okay, great. So we have karaoke. That's the only thing that's scheduled on April 25th.
And then my meetups.
Karaoke. Right. Leaving your comfort zone.
That's a bad idea. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's the only thing scheduled right now.
I know my what's for dinner. Don't say it now. You can't ruin the whole show.
No, but I know what it is.
Saying the what's a great idea. You're gonna say the jokes now too.
This is a pre-show. This is a pre-show.
Say everything.
The show starts in 3 minutes, so let me make sure nobody is messaging us here. Bailey, you should check the Google Plus page. It says 0 notifications.
Oh, well, on my tablet today, I just went to google.com because my Google Plus account is linked to the google.com, right?
Yeah.
So I just go to the search page, the home page. I already see the notice.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Some people get it and some people don't. Sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. Like today, I didn't get it. So.
Do we know if Diane's trying today? She's RSVP'd, yeah.
Okay, so we'll
keep trying, Diane.
I'll send out the invite again. We'll see how that goes.
I like to call it Hangouts Roulette.
Hangouts Roulette. Yeah, that's exactly what
Can
it
you
is.
check the answers of all these people on the actual website? You know, when they...
On Meetup?
Yeah. Because you can't check them here.
What is this? I thought it was on the page. Did I close the tabs?
No, there's...
Oh, I see.
My hair looks weird today. I keep
Yeah?
looking at myself and I'm like, it looks strange.
Oh, you know people can hear you, right?
Yeah.
I'm logging into Meetup, making sure that I can find. Oh, Alex, how's your British accent now? Is it better? Is he there? I cannot see
You know,
him.
people can hear you, right?
People can hear me. Oh, I have not announced it. I thought I did.
What's all this then?
What's all this then? Jolly well. Answers. Where can I see their answers? There they are.
You can just sign in as you.
I did not.
No,
As an
I
administrator.
can see it.
You're an admin.
Of course I am.
Yeah, but as a spectator, so just a visitor to the page, I can see it.
Anyway, Diane's cell phone. She's going to be on.
Oh, yes.
Nobody else answered. Nobody else answered. Scroll down.
Nobody
Okay.
answers. Nobody answers. Okay. Well, what is it? 7 p.m. on the nose. Well, I think we'll get started. I don't think anybody's writing us messages. You're going to keep an eye out?
Sure.
Okay. You guys mind if it's just us?
Val said she may be able to make it or may not earlier, so.
Okay. Who?
Val.
Val who?
Your co-host, Val.
Oh, yes. Yes. So forgettable. That's so mean today. Okay, I think we can start. You guys know what we're talking about here today, right?
Oh, no.
Self-talk.
Oh, self-talk.
Self-talk. Register's here. Oh, shoot. I didn't pick the words, did I? We didn't have any words left over.
There was self-discovery we never used.
Oh, yeah, self-discovery.
I was, last week when I wasn't on, or the week before, that I couldn't get in, I was like, self-discovery, you were talking, and I was like, ah!
I didn't know you were trying to say self-discovery.
I wasn't here. No, yeah, I was writing to you. I wrote self-discovery was the word.
You don't have any markers, huh? Can you do a quick favor?
I do have markers. I have a marker. I can get you a marker.
Yeah, there's one in my bag.
No, I have a marker.
You have a marker? Is it black?
Yes, yes.
Blue? We just came from grocery shopping for dinner.
I want that to be a discussion.
Discuss grocery?
Yeah.
Where do you shop for your grocery? That's big a topic.
Maxi, price match. Better price match. That's what a great idea. There you go with the price match.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be a great idea. It's just not just an. Yeah, you might want to close that door, please.
Trying to breathe in here.
Self-discovery. What word would you like, Beatty?
Inspiring.
Inspiring. You gave me a marker that's dying, by the way.
Okay, well, I have another one.
No, it's fine. It's too late. It's too late. We're starting the show. Hey, welcome everybody. No, it's fine. It's too late. You're like global warming. You're like 50 years too late. Okay.
That didn't make sense.
Yeah, you're like global warming solutions. I meant to say. You're right. You're right. The comedy police is out. We went to do a open mic. Well, we went to be on standby to go see open mic yesterday, and Tom, he didn't know that he was actually on. He was actually on that night.
On the list.
On the list. He was fourth. So thank God we actually showed up. By God, I mean, you know, the all-powering deity that cares about our thoughts and actions.
Do you have your jokes?
Yes, I have my jokes. One is funny, one isn't funny. I'm going to warn you now. One is funny, one is not funny. I know which word corresponds to the funny one, the not funny one. But then we'll see how that goes. Okay, I think that's going to be it for Viraj. Are you here?
He's muted.
He's muted.
Probably muted.
Okay, so maybe he's taking his time there. No worries. So I'll introduce you guys. A quick hello, and then we'll jump right into it. We'll try to keep the show on time today if we can. What do I have to think about before? What a great idea. Joke of the week.
Baby's there to remind you.
Okay, I actually do need a pen and paper too, right? Okay, here we go. You're going to want to sort of lean. Hi, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman, and thank you very much for joining us. We're here with our lovely guest, our lovely guest here, Samantha, the producer. We have Alex here in the room. We have our wonderful co-host, Deity, who's joining us here today. And we have Viraj from India. Thank you guys so much for participating with the show here today. We're going to be talking about focus, and more specifically, self-talk. I hope that's an interesting topic. That's something I think it's worthwhile talking about. But before we jump into that, you guys know the most important thing we do on the show? The moment of appreciation, where we take a moment to look back at the past couple of days, the past week, maybe 2 weeks now, and to pick out something that was easy to appreciate or something that wasn't so great that now you can see the value in. The more we exercise our appreciation muscles, the better at it we will get. You guys have anything to appreciate? I see Big beaming there. We'll save her for last. Alex is shaking his head. He'll be first, and you'll be third.
Sure.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Great. And Raj, if you are hearing us, anytime you want to jump in, feel free. Alex, you feel like going first? Or you want me to go first?
You
can
go
go
first.
first.
Well, it's just because he's shaking his head. I don't want to pick on him.
Yeah, pick on him.
So I'll go first, and it'll be Alex, and then it'll be Sam, and then it'll be
So you
Vicky.
can go first.
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
So a moment of appreciation. Well, I have a few. I can say that going out to the comedy show last night with Tom, it was the first time in a little while that we went out without anybody else. It was just Tom and I, and so that was a lot of fun to get to Hot Dog. I got to see Tom bomb, and it was mwah, so good. Tom it was just silence through the whole thing, and it was so great. And I had to film him while I was doing it because I didn't bring my camera this time because we didn't know he was going on, and it was just the best time ever. And then we had what was it? Goodness, it just slipped my head, slipped my mind.
A meetup?
No. Darn it. Anyway, I'm gonna think about it once we're talking here. Maybe by the time I finish this sentence. Yes, we started our podcast. My God, that worked. It completely worked. We started a new podcast, Tom and I, for stand-up comedy. It's gonna be about rising in stand-up comedy, learning from the bottom up, and it's going to be directed towards people who are interested in doing comedy, who are curious about what it's like, and so we're very excited about that. It's going to be called, or it is called, And the Rest of Us, right? There are the greats, and then there are the rest of us. So that was a lot of fun for me. I think Alex is second. Alex, you feel like sharing a moment of appreciation?
Yeah. So I went back to work after a couple of weeks, and I guess it was the first time I went back to work after vacation. I wasn't like, work. So I appreciate that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's funny. Normally we don't hear people. Maybe laughing. Normally we don't hear people appreciating going back to work after vacation. So I actually find it kind of cool that you're like, oh, now that I'm going back after vacation, it's kind of easier to deal with than before I left. So Very nice. Do you feel like your trip had anything?
Any moments of appreciation?
No, nothing. I don't know. I saw a nice bottle of whiskey. What was this? Whiskey or scotch? What was it?
It was a scotch.
Scotch. Yeah, that looked pretty good. So hopefully your moment of appreciation will take place once you get like halfway through that bottle. But we'll see. Anyway, it was good to have you back here. Really glad that you're back from London. Love hearing all those stories. I'm looking forward to brunch this weekend. Maybe you have a moment of appreciation for us?
Yeah, I got a lot of things to appreciate lately. Because I met a great guy and he wanted to be my boyfriend and he got the position.
Oh!
After he installed my new dishwasher. Yeah, he's great. Like he's sorry?
Weirdest resume ever.
Yeah, well, he knows how to fix things and he's super smart. And basically, I think he's everything that I wanted. And I was very happy when I was with him. So we're only known each other for about 3 weeks or so, but when we're together, we're super happy. It doesn't matter what we do.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I got a new flashlight from this guy. It works much better than my old one, so I can go out to take a walk at night and don't feel too afraid because the flashlight actually is very strong and it also could be a weapon. And yeah, so I got some new experience and everything is very like towards what I always wanted, my happiness. So very happy. And there is something new happened to my office too. We're gonna move across the street to a bigger facility where I will have my own office. That will happen in a couple months, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That is awesome. Wow, that's great news. That's really excellent.
Finally.
Oh, that's really wonderful. I'm glad Valerie popped in right when we were celebrating that great news. Wonderful office, wonderful guy, a machete slash flashlight. I'm guessing that's what it was like a machete style. You use it as a weapon.
Oh, actually, I can show you the flashlight.
Please.
It's easy to take flashlight like this, and it's just it's made of metal, so it's hard. So if someone tried to attack me, I could actually send out SOS signals or flash it. Or just hit the guy with it.
Nice.
Cool. So, yeah.
And just maybe avoid alleyways, dark alleyways. I don't know. But very, very cool. Wonderful moments of appreciation. I'm so glad to hear that. Anyway, there's so much more to say about that, but I'm very happy to hear about that. Valerie, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry I'm not on camera because I really just got home and I put my cat outside on the balcony, so I need to check her out because she was inside all day and she's going crazy because it was such a beautiful day.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, set your cat free and get yourself set up. We'll save you for last for a moment of appreciation.
Sure, and I'm sorry I didn't get to hear Beatty's, but I'll watch it after the fact. So.
Oh, you have to hear it.
You have to hear it. Yeah.
It's really good. Just gonna make sure Viraj is here with us.
No. Maybe. You don't want to unmute him. Does he know he's muted?
Well, I don't want to unmute him in case
exactly.
he's like talking and he's having an argument or something with his cat. I don't know. Awesome. Wonderful moments of appreciation.
Me?
Yeah.
So my moment of appreciation is, well, lately I've been planning group life coaching sessions, and I planned one. It came to me just a few weeks ago. I was inspired to do one on sexuality for women, and I was a little bit, uncertain if there was going to be an interest. I wasn't sure if the price was too high. I actually planned it in my home, and so it was very different for me to do something, first of all, in my home. It was priced a little bit higher than my other ones, but it actually turned out wonderful. It was on Sunday. I had coffee, cookies. 5 women came here, so it was 6 total. We talked about sex very openly, some of their questions, different issues, and it was really a good time. It flowed very well. Very different women, very different topics, but it all really related together. So I was really proud that it went the way I wanted it to go, and that they were happy, and so I'm going to do it again. So that's it. That's my moment of appreciation. I was just, I was glowing after that. I was messaging people saying it worked, you know, because I'm trying new things, and so I wasn't sure, but it worked. Yeah.
Cells.
Sex cells. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, excellent. That's really good. I'm really happy. I know that you were working towards that. Maybe a little bit nervous about it, or just unfamiliar territory, and I'm glad that it went well. I'm glad I got that call that said, A-OK.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wonderful. Valerie, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you like to share a moment of appreciation?
Yeah, very recent, actually. I just came back from a business trip to the Gatineau, Ottawa area, and it was a gorgeous day. I love to drive, and so when it's nice like this, it's just really, really nice. I had fun. I stopped on the way back to see some friends I hadn't seen in a long time, and so we had we sat outside and had tea and coffee, and she's got a new little deck. It was like we had the only table available at the best cafe ever. So it was really nice to sit outside, no wind, just the sun and a little bit of shade. It was really had a good time. I also had, they made me, her husband and she made me like a homemade shepherd's pie, which I love. And so that'll be in the segment, What's for Dinner? That's it, it's done. It was very good. And on the way back, I got stuck in traffic. I expected it, but I was hoping I would make it in time for the Appreciationist. But I was ready to almost call you from my phone, which probably wouldn't have been very safe. But anyway, in the car, I put some music on to relax and go through traffic without being too stressed. And I was dancing like crazy in the car. So I turned it into a really fun time. That's it, and it's thanks for you guys. Thanks to you guys, because then thinking of the Appreciationist made me turn that moment into a fun one.
Excellent. Oh, that's really nice. That's really fun. So you got to sit on the patio. I loved how you described it. It was like the only table at the best cafe in town.
Yeah, it really looked like that. And and she got me a little present too. It was kind of funny. I love there's a water I used to drink when I lived in France. It's called Badois. It's very expensive here, and she found it like in mini bottles, and so she got me one, and I was so excited about that, so I kept it. I still have it.
A bottle of what?
A bottle of water.
Oh.
Mineral water, but it's Badois, and it's sparkling water, but it's expensive. But it just tastes like my childhood, you know. So that's it.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really wonderful. It's like if I not exactly as healthy, but if I drink some Orangina. Have you guys ever heard of Orangina?
Yeah.
Like, I would never drink it today, but if I do take a sip, it takes me right back to being a kid. I used to drink that by the gallons. Now I think about it.
How are you still alive?
Yeah, I know. It kind of explains a lot about Anyway, wonderful moments of peace.
I don't know if you see it. Yeah, that's the bottle of water.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That looks like good water.
Yeah.
I see Diane's trying to get in here, but she doesn't see the invitation. Let me send it out one more time.
What about a quiet invitation? What's that?
When I send out to more than 20 people, it sends an email. You don't want it to be a quiet invitation. Okay, so excellent, wonderful. You guys know what's next, right?
Nope.
Joke of the week.
The joke of the week. Excellent. In this segment, joke of the week, you get to pick between two words. These words do not represent what the jokes will be. They're just a mechanism for selecting the jokes. So this week you can choose either self-discovery, which was left over from last week, and inspiring, if Sam can get it into frame. Yeah. So which words do you want? So let me be honest with you. One joke is pretty funny, a little longer, but pretty funny, and the other one is kind of
We see it upside down. Not upside down. We see it like backwards.
It's
Not
reversed.
upside down.
Oh, my camera's
really?
like backwards.
no.
Yeah.
Can you
This whole
check
time
it?
you've been seeing us backwards.
Well, not
Not this whole time, just today.
That's not going to help. It's not going to help.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
It doesn't matter.
You told us what it was. It's fine.
it
Self-discovery.
It doesn't matter.
kind of matters.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're not going to say any other words.
I don't know you say that, but I feel like...
This is OCD, by the way.
When you say OCD, I feel like it's like caring about... Okay, fine. Inspiring and self-discovery.
Caring disorder.
Okay, is that better?
No.
No.
So inspiring or self-discovery?
Okay, what's the vote? What's the vote?
Inspiring.
Self-discovery.
Inspiring.
Self-discovery.
2 inspiring, 2 for self-discovery. Oh, the problem is I know which one is the boring one. Okay. Let's go with the self-discovery. Self-discovery.
Did you do that for me?
It's the boring one, though. It's the boring joke. Okay, let's read it. If it's too bad.
Why'd you put that as the boring joke, huh?
I thought it'd be funny. Self-discovery. That's your thing, right?
Hey.
Okay, so here is the joke. It's very simple.
It's probably hilarious.
Less of a joke and more of a funny, it's a humorous statement. Okay, come on, guys.
It's probably super funny.
Okay.
I think we
Self-discovery.
need the laugh track. Laugh track.
No, we don't need laugh track for this one.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't. I don't think I have access to it.
Laugh track.
Laugh track. No, it's gonna be real laughing. Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
No.
A mother was making a large batch of cookies with her 10-year-old son. She asked him to read the recipe and ingredients to her, doubling them as he went along. He did as she said, and thus his first instruction was to preheat the oven to 700 degrees.
Ah.
That's it?
That's the humorous.
Okay.
You know, I was picking it out and I was like, oh, this is lame.
You
And I was
just
like,
ruined self-discovery. You ruined it.
I thought it was an amazing joke.
I just felt like it's actually kind of funny to me to have a good one and a bad one, and to tell you that you're about to pick, so that there is a wrong answer, sort of. And so I decided to go for that. I know it's kind of lame, but I promise the other one is funnier, and that's inspiring. That's for next week, so keep that in mind when you're voting next week.
Yeah, sure.
Grown comedy is better.
Say again?
Grown comedy is better. If you end in a groan, it's a laugh.
I'm liking them too. Okay, good, excellent. So I have to, in our segment, What a Great Idea. That's a segment where I just point you towards a great idea, a product, a service, a person, a web page, something out there that deserves your attention, because whatever we give our attention to becomes a bigger part of our experience. So why not give our attention to great ideas? Today's great idea is, I hope I haven't mentioned this before. If I did, it would have been a while ago. We're approaching moving season. People are looking for apartments, and there's this great website out there called Pad Mapper. PADMAPPER. Pad Mapper. Excellent site, padmapper.com. What it does is that it brings in all of the apartment listings on Craigslist, on apartments.com, on these various sites, and it puts them on a map for you to see where the apartments are visually. So it helps you to pick the area that you want to live in, and you can create an account and save everything that you're finding. Say again?
And the price range.
And the price range, great detail. You can choose exactly how many bedrooms you want and all that stuff, instead of just perusing search terms on Craigslist or something like that. So it's my favorite site for looking for places. And honestly, even if I'm not looking for a place, I still check out PadMapper because it's fun to see. You know, you just look at other apartments for the same rent that you have, and you go, could I be living any better? And so it's kind of a fun thing to do. So padmapper.com, it takes the stress, or at least a lot of the stress away from looking for apartments, writing them down, saving them on papers. Here you can just get an account and save it right there. It's a free service. Go check that out. Great. Today we're talking about focus and more precisely self-talk. You guys, if I say self-talk, what does that mean to you? Anybody?
An awful lot of noise.
Say again?
An awful lot of noise.
An awful lot of noise, yes. Definitely. Do you guys engage in self-talking at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Baby, Alex?
Yeah, I was kind of negative when I do the self-talk before. I was criticizing myself, and up until I heard about the law of attraction, I try to do more positive self-talk. I find that very helpful for like elevate self-esteem or be more confident or be more like just being aware of what my true self is and how I associate myself with other people in the world. It's very important.
Yeah, it's really about awareness. It's just keeping your attention on what's going on internally. And self-talk is a way to you can use self-talk to sort of destroy yourself, right? Pick on yourself, criticize yourself. But you can use self-talk in order to create more focus, to relax you, to become more aware of what's going on in your heart and in your mind, so that you can make better decisions. The topic idea actually came from Diane. Diane came out to support us at our open mic. It was really good to see her there, and she started talking about being nervous before going on stage, and how I deal with being nervous before going on stage. Because she asked me, and I said, yes, I am nervous, and but I told her that I sort of just talk to myself. I just calm myself down just by speaking to myself, and she wanted to know more about that. So if you've ever engaged with something where you had to like calm yourself down, you've probably experienced some level of self-talk.
So that reminds me, I actually just posted a video about Simon Sinek. He talks about, so specifically when you're nervous, when you're going to go and do something that you're nervous about, you tend to think like, oh, I'm scared, I'm nervous, but instead of doing that, you can change it into feeling excited. You sort of, it's not that you're lying to yourself, but you're reminding yourself that you're actually excited to go and give this talk, or you're excited to do this event that you're about to do. And you taught me that a couple of years ago. And so that's something that you can do, is when you're feeling nervous, but there's still part of you that is looking forward to what you're about to do, you can really just keep thinking, no, I'm just excited, because being nervous and being excited, it has very similar physiological effects on your body, and so it's very easy to go from feeling nervous to feeling excited. I learned I learned that when we were going to go on vacation or something, and I was getting nervous. We were packing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that's where I learned that, and I think that is a very good way to self-talk, to just make it exciting, you know.
Well, that's the thing, right? Excitement and nervousness, there are two sides to the same coin. In fact, when you're nervous, when you're having that trepidation, that's actually excitement with resistance. You're sort of like putting sand in your engine. You're gearing up, but because you are contrary to your gearing up, you're feeling nervous. Mm-hmm. And so on some level, you can appreciate being nervous, and so you self-talk to yourself. You tell yourself, why do I feel nervous? Well, I feel nervous because this thing I care about, this thing I want to do. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I kept telling myself before going on stage, I actually want to go on stage. Right now it feels like a misery, but I actually do want to do that. And by talking to yourself, you become your own best reminder, right? Do you like the responsibility? Do you like the responsibility of taking care of what's going on in your own mind, or would you rather give someone else that responsibility?
It's my own responsibility for sure. I don't want to give that power to anybody else.
That's right, right? If you do, then you give up power, and then you're always sort of dependent on them. I know, Alex, you probably do a lot of self-talking, right?
Yeah, so I recently started reading A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and that, because I'm really into all the ego stuff now, which is a lot of self-talk related things. And when you become overly aware that, because like when you first start off with this law of attraction stuff, a lot of the negative self-talk is kind of obvious, but there's a lot of really subtle self-talk that when you start catching it, it's like you almost have to be like a mental ninja, like, oh, that was negative, oh, that was negative. And it's so much work to full-time start catching yourself every time you feel like right now. Damn it, not again. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people kind of let their inner voice dictate who they are and what they should do. And that kind of makes it difficult to interact with people sometimes too, because once in a while it's like, am I talking to this person? Or am I talking to like their ego, or like what's going on here?
Yeah.
So definitely some people sort of become possessed by their inner voice, and it's not nice.
Well, I really like what you're saying in terms of the subtlety of the voice in your mind, because when you start paying attention, you're going to start picking up these nuanced sort of thoughts that you're having. For example, I was just with Sam yesterday or the other day, and we were talking, I asked her something, and she said, okay. But she said it in a way that it made me, I heard no. Like she was saying, no, I don't want to do that thing, or no, but she was like, okay, but to end the conversation, I was like, oh, that is a no, okay. And so I'm listening to her, but because I engage with her over and over and over, and I pay attention to her, the same thoughts and the same words that might mean something in different contexts, I can denote, I can pick up, perceive the subtleties of what she's saying. So sometimes I'm talking to my head, I go, I can't do this, I'm scared, I can't do this. But it's different than other times. There's a subtlety to that I can'tness. When I was going up on stage for stand-up comedy, I felt like I couldn't do it, but I also felt overwhelmingly like I was just telling myself I couldn't do it, so that if I didn't do it well, I had it out. Well, you see, I told myself I couldn't do it, you know? It wasn't like I couldn't do it. It was just sort of being my worst critic to begin with, so it wasn't so hard when I had to deal with it afterwards. And so I really liked what you're talking about, subtlety. If you start paying attention to the thoughts that you're thinking and to the self-talk that's going on, both positive and negative, in those same thoughts you're going to realize that there's more information in that idea. There's more information in that inspired thought. There's more information in the circumstances that you're perceiving that can be mined if you start paying attention. So self-talk is just a way of paying attention to your own mind. But I want you to pay attention to it in a type of way that causes you to change things. Have you ever had an argument with someone and it was clear from the beginning of the argument that you were going to end and you're not going to convince this person of anything and they're not going to change your mind of anything, but you're still arguing? Have you ever had that experience? You're arguing with someone, you know they're not going to change your mind, and if you thought about it for a minute, you probably would stop arguing because you know this is pointless, but you keep arguing anyway. And then other times you argue with someone and you're having a honest to God argument where you may very well change your mind, or you may very well change their mind. The type of talk that I want you to have in your head, it can be an argument, but I wanted it to be a conversation that says, let me hear this other point, let me hear this other side, let me appreciate the different perspective and see if I can come to a new understanding. I don't want people to self-talk in terms of criticizing themselves, but I don't want them to fear criticizing themselves. I want them to realize that even in criticizing yourself, you can do that in a way that could yield a change, as opposed to just arguing yourself to put yourself down.
So this is something that I talk a lot about in my groups, and something that I learned along the way. And I find like you really have to be like your best friend. So there's two voices in your head almost. It feels like there's two voices. There's the negative, and then there's the one who wants to be more positive. There's the one who wants to try and change. And so you look at that voice, like once you become aware of it, you look at that voice and you say, it's okay. You know, you talk to it nicely, you say, it's okay. I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to go and I'm going to choose this. I want to think this. It makes me feel better. I'm going to do it this way. And you be nice to yourself about even the things that you were thinking negatively. You know, you don't put yourself down. You say, okay, well, it happened, so move on. Like the way you would talk to somebody else, you would never say, oh, it's so horrible that you did that. It's so horrible that you thought that. But we tend to do that to ourselves. We put ourselves down. We criticize ourselves. And so you really want to be talking as if you're talking to somebody you care about, or even anybody. I don't think you would ever like criticize and say, oh, I can't believe you did that. You know, if you have somewhat some respect for them. You know?
Sometimes I feel like I deserve that talk, right? Sometimes I feel like I deserve to spend a minute or two going, Peter, you know better. Peter, you could have done that better.
But that's different than Peter, you suck, or Peter, you're
no good.
You're no good. So those don't work for me.
But only temporarily.
Yeah. So those types of talks really bring me down. Like I had a tendency of doing that when I was younger, really putting myself down. So even the little bit of putting myself down doesn't help me. But if you do it in a way like, oh, Peter, you should have known better, but you do it in a way like, okay, kick yourself in the butt and move forward, then it's like you're being tough with yourself, but you're still being kind.
But you see me sort of like wallow in my despair.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I allow myself to do it, right?
Yeah.
But then I pop right out of it.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever, okay, I want to ask you guys about self-talk. Have you ever had an experience where you self-talked yourself into feeling better?
Yep, today.
Today?
Yep. Well, the way you're describing it, first of all, I totally agree, Alex, with what you were saying. It's very subtle, and when I started watching the ego or listening to the ego in my head, it was easy when it was words, but then eventually it's like the ego got better, and I could even find the words in my head, and it was more of a feeling, like something very vague. But now I watch for that feeling, of course. So when I don't feel good, then, you know, how can I change it? today, at some point, I was in an appointment with a customer, and it's in the library, so she was busy. Students would come in. I'm used to that. I have no problem with that. It's also a beautiful library with an amazing view of the mountains, and so I was taking that in. But as I was talking to her, the conversation made me uncomfortable. She had some questions that I wasn't too sure how to answer, and so when she went to get the phone, I was still in that mood of like a little down. And then I saw it as, and I've heard this before, it doesn't come from me, but like when you have a stick, you have two ends to a stick. And I'm like, okay, like right now you're holding that end, but at least you have a stick in your hand, so you can choose which end you want to be on. And so it's like the stick became the tool. I was aware of it, so then I can do whatever I want with it. So what I did is I concentrated and I looked at the beautiful scenery and I just connected to that. And it made me feel a whole lot better. I connected to freedom or whatever, and so that I could feel lighter. And then things went well, you know. So that's how I do it. But I know it's can get very subtle, and sometimes if you don't realize how you're feeling, it's hard to change it.
That's right, and that's why awareness is so important. What Baby was saying, that the self-talk is just opening. It's like cleaning behind the dresser. It's like cleaning under your bed. You know, you sort of like you have to engage with yourself in such a way that. Betty, so you meet someone that you care about, you're having a fun time, and you're talking to them. Do you talk to them only about the big important things, or do you also talk about small, silly, stupid things?
Well, small and stupid things for sure. There is more details in real life, but I try to speak of those small things in a positive way.
That's right, and I feel like people, they self-talk when something big is happening, right? That's when people practice self-talk. When something big is happening, when something they really have to focus, that's when they self-talk. But I want people to practice it when they're doing their grocery shopping, when you're going to pick out your clothes in the morning, when you are drinking your cup of coffee. Like, that's where you practice self-talk. When you go to the restaurant, you go, well, what do I feel like eating? Oh, well, how am I making this decision? Can I make this decision in a fun way? Is there something boring about this? Is this normal? How am I walking today? Am I walking funny? Can I walk differently? Should I stand up straighter? Like anything at all, just to practice self-talk. When you're putting on your clothes, don't just put on your clothes. You tell yourself, well, how do I feel? Look at yourself in the mirror. What would make me feel better? That type of self-talk is like falling in love with yourself. Because when you fall in love with someone, for example, when you care about them, when you're in a relationship, you care about the big things and the small things. And so you want to care about the big things and the small things about your mind. I love asking myself, how do I feel about this TV show that I'm watching right now? How would I make this better? How do I feel about this commercial that I'm watching right now? How would I make this better? Look at that big ad in the subway. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about that? So one of the questions, this is a very powerful question to teach yourself self-talk. Okay? It's a very simple and it's a powerful question, and I'll give it to you now. Maybe I've said it before, but it's a good reminder. How am I choosing to feel right now? How am I choosing to feel right now? Not how am I feeling right now, but how am I choosing to feel right now? Because in that statement is a recognition that you have power, that you have a choice. And if you say, how am I feeling right now, and you feel sad, then you might feel down because of that. But if you say, how am I choosing to feel, and you say, I'm choosing to feel sad, there's power in that. Far better to choose to feel sad than to feel sad absent-mindedly. So throughout the day, as often as possible, when I started this, I did this as often as I could. I asked myself, how am I choosing to feel right now? As often as I could during the day. And once I got into that habit, I started realizing more and more that I had control, that I had power over my own thoughts and how I was feeling. And it was really the key to unlocking my potential, the key to unlocking fear and to dealing with my negative thought patterns, not by criticizing them, but by recognizing that they're there because of my own choosing. And that's a level of self-talk that I think would be very useful for anybody. What do you guys think about that? How am I choosing to feel right now?
Loving it.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's an extension of the conversation of La Capitaine, the Capitaine technique. That's a type of self-talk that's really, it has an imagery to it. You're talking to the crew of your mind. But this type of self-talk is really just like having your friend next to you, having your buddy next to you going, oh, you're doing great, you're doing swell, you're doing wonderful. Oh, well, why are you being so silly about that? You know, whatever it is, you know. So being your own best friend is actually very important there. You guys want to add anything more to that?
Yeah.
Please.
Earlier, Sam said something about nervous and excitement is very similar feeling, and I had that exact feeling recently. It's really hard to distinguish either I'm nervous or I'm excited. So how do I go through positive, constructive self-talk so that I feel more excited and less nervous?
So the analogy that I would use, unless you want to, the analogy that I would use is riding a bike. Do you know how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
It's okay, not everybody knows. So you're riding a bike, and so sometimes you're on the bike and you're having a good time. Maybe you're going fast. Have you ever gone really fast on the bike?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever gone so fast you were like, oh, I should probably slow down?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're riding fast, and you get that feeling of I'm going downhill, or oh, it's a little more, and you have that thought, I'm a little out of control, or you're feeling a little off balance, okay? And that turns the funness of riding the bike into a little bit of like nervousness. It's the difference between being excited and being nervous. When you're excited, but then you start to feel out of control or disempowered in any way, that's when excitement becomes nervousness. Now, here's the question. When do you train yourself to deal with that feeling? Is it only when you're on the bike? Or is it also when you're thinking about riding your bike?
Well, I know the right answer is...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
See, most people, they only tackle the issue, the problem, when it's happening. And that is the easiest time for people to engage with the thing that they don't like, because it's happening right there. The hard part is sitting down at the end of the day in a moment of reflection going, at what points today did I feel nervous? At what points today did I feel trepidation? Why did I feel that way? And preparing yourself there. The best, look, have you ever heard the expression, it's for medicine, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. I think that's what it is. Or a drop of prevention is better than an ounce of cure. Like, it's far better to practice what you want to do before you have to engage within it than to have to deal with the repercussions of your not practicing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's far better to take care of your body before you get sick as opposed to getting the cures after you get sick. So prevention is better than the cure. And for most things in life, the solution is not in the moment, but in another moment, in the moment that precedes it. So how do you deal with excitement and nervousness? Well, before you're going to engage with that thing you're doing with excitement and nervousness, think about it. But even before you have a thing to engage with, just sit down and think to yourself. Like, I do this. I go, what makes me nervous? What would make me nervous? Okay, if I was in front of a crowd, okay, well, I'm kind of used to that. If I was in front of 100,000 people, oh yeah, that's nervous. Okay, then I sit with it. I imagine it. I put myself in the feeling of being nervous, and then I deal with it in my imaginary state. And I promise you, it's so much easier to envision rock climbing before you do it than to just figure it out when you're on the rocks. And so if you want to deal with nervousness, the best way is to sit down when you're perfectly fine, conjure up those images and those situations that made you feel nervous, maybe the past, bring up the past, and then work through it. Use the simulation engine that we call the imagination and replay the situation to such a degree that you feel that nervousness, and then self-talk. Why do I feel this way? How could this feel better? What is so wrong about this? Is it wrong to feel nervous? Is there something bad about being nervous? Maybe feeling nervous is good. Maybe everybody in the world feels nervous, and then you work your way into excitement. That's the training that I'm talking about. I know I have the same answer for everything, but I kind of like it when it's like the same answer for anything. It means that we're really getting to the heart of the matter. You know, if you have a seed, any seed, you have to plant it and water it, right? And you may be growing an acorn for a tree, you may be growing a tomato plant, but the principle is sound. And the principle here is by preparing yourself beforehand, by imagining situations, and then getting used to them, when you actually walk into them in real life, you're prepared.
I honestly, I do it more and more often, and I find it's so much fun and very empowering to just go, oh, okay, I'm a little uncomfortable about this situation. Now, how would I like to feel? And then concentrate on that. And then it's like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, yeah, look at that. That's exactly how it went. and you don't even think about it when it's happening, but then it's great to realize, oh, that worked, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm a wizard,
That's right, exactly. Have you ever had like a moment of fear or anxiety or anger, whatever it is, and you're in that moment, for a second you think, oh my God, this feeling is not going to go away, and then you sit down for a few minutes, you talk yourself out of it, and then you realize, wow, I was able to turn myself around. Like, I've never done that before. I didn't realize that it was so easy. It seemed impossible from one side. It seemed impossible that I would not be angry. It seemed impossible that I would find my cool. And then a few minutes later, just out of perseverance and self-talk, I feel better. And then you look at yourself and you go, wow, I didn't realize I could do that. I didn't realize I had that power. So what you're saying, Val, is absolutely right. It's terribly, terribly, wonderfully empowering.
And another way to say it is, the more that you do that, the more that you make those choices on a regular basis, you're creating a habit of doing it. So when you're in that situation, Beatty, where you're nervous and excited, you're going to have more of a habit to go towards the excitement. You're going to be like, oh, okay, so now I'm just going to do it again. I've been doing this every day. I've been doing it all day, throughout every day. But now this is a situation where it's a little bit bigger. I feel those emotions a little stronger, but now I can choose. Okay, so what am I excited about? Why am I excited about this? What gets me excited? And you just play with it. You just go with it. And because you created the habit, it's much easier.
Yeah, great. I see we're focusing on the excitement already, because we're looking for the reasons, the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Can I share something with you guys?
Please.
I was talking with a friend of mine this week, and she wants to go to Toronto for an art exhibit that she's passionate about it, and she's nervous because she doesn't speak English well enough, according to her. And so her focus was all on, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it, because my English is not good enough. And I know her English. I've taught her English, and I know her English is good enough. I just know it's all in her head. So I said, but you want to go. Why do you want to go there? What's, like you're passionate about this artist and you want to go. I said, this is your world. This is, concentrate on that. And so she started thinking about it and why she wants to go, and she explained to me why she wants to go. And then all of a sudden she comes up with examples of when she's been to some English conferences for like 3 hours and she understood everything and took notes and everything. And so she was coming up with examples of when she's felt really comfortable with English, when she was concentrating on being nervous, she couldn't even come up with those examples.
That's exactly right, and it always even surprises me to this day, where sometimes I get myself into a state where I'm in a negative state, and I really cannot access a positive thought. Like, I can't access the solution at all. I can't access any ideas, but then I just change my thinking like minutes later, and then the same situation reveals something else. And it always surprises me to the reminder that when you're in that zone of being negatively oriented, you just can't see clearly. And there's actually great comfort that I find in that. When I'm talking to somebody and they're like, oh, I can't figure it out, I don't know, I feel terrible. I go, that's great. If you could figure it out when you feel terrible, the world would be a confusing place. But of course you can't figure it out when you feel this way. Now get out of that zone. And I really like how it feels like blinders. Like, it feels like you can't see, and then all of a sudden it's like the sun is there. You're like, oh, I didn't know it was that easy. Or maybe it's not that easy, but it is that simple. I have one more thing to say, but before I do, is there anything left to say?
Yeah. Can I add something?
Yeah.
I think if we can easily, through practice, turn nervousness into excitement, we can for sure go out of our comfort zone easily and get more excitement and be happy.
That's right. There you go. And let's just be honest, right? There's no gain without risk. And sometimes the risk you're taking is the risk of feeling nervous, is the risk of feeling sad, is the risk of feeling rejected. But if you can take that risk, if you can find value in taking that risk, then you can step outside of your comfort zone. I wouldn't want anyone to leave their comfort zone because they were masochistic, because they wanted to hurt themselves. I would like them to leave their comfort zone because even despite how they feel, they recognize, even if it's only on an intellectual level, that it's better to leave your comfort zone, that it's better to grow beyond those boundaries. I wanted to say one last thing before we went on, but was there anything left to say? Alex, did you want to say something?
I heard an idea recently that fear never exists in the present. For example, if I put, to take it to an extreme, a knife to your throat, you wouldn't be afraid that I have a knife to your throat. You'd be afraid if I stabbed you, right? So, and if going into another extreme, I set you on fire, you wouldn't be afraid of being set on fire. You'd be like, this is solution time. I'm going to put this.
That is hilarious. That is such a good example. Oh, why do I feel so bad? No, you're like, get this fire off me. Yeah, you're in solution mode. That is beautiful, Alex. Oh, that is so good. You hit the nail on the head. That is exactly the point that I wanted to make. You made it better than I did. But I was talking, just to bring it back to the comedy night, I was out there, I was talking to Diane, and Tom was there. Now, Tom, he admitted to being very nervous. I admitted to being fairly calm about it because I had shut my brain down thinking about the future. And I was telling Diane, she's like, why is he nervous? And he said, he is thinking about the future. He's thinking about a few minutes from now. I'm not. I'm thinking about how my clothes feel in my body. I'm thinking about the breath in my lungs. I'm thinking about the way she looks and her eyes and talking to her. And Tom, he's not in the present moment. He's thinking about the future. I said that's why he's bothered. And that's exactly it, right? You're not going to feel that nervousness, that fear, those negative things necessarily in the moment. You're going to be those things are often conjured when you're thinking about the future or the past. And so the more you can be present-minded, the more you can be clear-minded. And the more you can be clear-minded, the more you can hear the voice that is in your head. And the more you can hear the voice that's in your head, the more you can have a conversation. It makes your life that much better. Is there anything left to say? You guys have been wonderful. Alex, thank you very much for participating with us. I love that visual that you gave us, your extremes. The knife through the throat, I thought that was excellent. And then you topped that with the setting on fire. This is my type of guy. Excellent so much. Thank you, Sam, for being here. I know you're retired today, but you made it out. I want to thank my wonderful co-hosts, Betty and Valerie. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Val, for rushing and making it. Thank you, Betty. And if you guys have any suggestions for the next...
What's for dinner?
Yeah, just about to. But if you have any suggestions for the next show, please let me know. But what's for dinner?
I already gave you mine.
Yes, shepherd's pie. Oh, you put me in the mood for shepherd's pie. My mother makes me shepherd's pie, and it's been so many years. Excellent. And who's next?
I'll have something very simple, maybe just a sandwich.
Just what kind of sandwich?
I will put some cheese and prosciutto in tortilla.
Nice. Oh, that sounds good. When you said sandwich, it sounds so ordinary, but when you described it, it sounds so special. Excellent. Alex, what's for dinner?
So when I left my family from Toronto yesterday, they gave me lots of boxes of leftover because they had their Easter. So I have lots of like cabbage rolls and all this other Romanian food for the next few days. Lots of meat.
Very good. Excellent. Oh, so home cooking. That's
So lucky.
Very lucky. What's for dinner?
We are going to use the barbecue for the first time this year.
Yay, first time barbecue. Yay.
So we went to pick up some steaks. What are we having?
Potatoes, maybe rice.
Zucchini on the barbecue for me.
Mushrooms.
Salad, mushrooms on the barbecue, garlic mushrooms. So all that yummy stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so happy the barbecue is finally snow-free and take the cover off.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You guys, I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for participating, and go have a fun time. Have a nice night.
Thanks. Sam, you don't look too sunburned. You look good, so everything.
Oh, thank you. It's a little better today. Yesterday I looked like Pinocchio. Not Pinocchio. Like Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Oh, Val, you have to go and hear Beatty's great news. If anybody's checking in, go back and hear Beatty's great news. It was really wonderful.
Definitely.
If you've been watching the show for any amount of time, it's going to be heartwarming, very nice. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I wanted to say, by the way, if there was one conversation, if there was 3 people that I really did not feel needed this conversation, it's the 3 of you. You guys are ambitious, you guys are focused and dedicated, and I thought it was kind of funny that here we are, people who obviously know what we're talking about this crucial subject, but you guys did a wonderful job. Thanks.
Have a good
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Take care. Oh, yes, the schedule, right? Almost forgot about that. So if you want to know what's upcoming for us, we're still crafting our schedule. If you have any suggestions for any type of events, please email us. You can email, you can just go to meetup.com/TLOA-MTL. That's meetup.com/TLOA as in the law of attraction. MTL is in Montreal. And you can post a comment anywhere that you want and suggest any topics for the show, any meetups that you might like to have. Upcoming on April 25th, we have karaoke night at Leaving Your Comfort Zone. It's a Self-Discovery Montreal event. Is it a joint event?
It's a joint event.
A joint event. We have so many people RSVP. I think we Sam reserved for 40 people.
And there's more than that.
We're gonna have to up it. Last time we had 20. I think we're gonna fill up the whole place this time. So hopefully we'll really have time to sing all the songs that we want to hear. And at the very least, if we're not singing, at least we're hearing people that we want to hear. So come out. I think we have something like 28 people, I think you said RSVP'd already.
No, there's many more than that.
Like 30, almost
30 something. Yeah.
30 something.
Yeah, almost 40.
If you want to RSVP right away, because that's going to be filling us.
You can RSVP in either Law of Attraction Montreal or the Self-Discovery Montreal meetup groups.
Yeah, but hurry, because we're probably going to close it at some point.
Yeah,
we can't have 100 people.
Yeah.
Excellent. What do you have upcoming?
I have more group life coaching coming up. I have one on anxiety. I also put up another one for sexuality. That'll be in a month or so. Sexuality.
Are you going to do any sexuality for men?
Yes, eventually I will.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So anybody who was accusing her of being sexist.
Oh, yeah. Alex.
Hey, we weren't going to say anything. My goodness.
He was joking.
He was joking.
Yeah, silly guy. So some life coaching. I have an improv workshop coming up. I'm also going to be planning another laughter workshop. So all sorts of fun stuff. That is Meetup Self-Discovery Montreal.
That's right. Just go to meetup.com and look for Self-Discovery Montreal if you're not already part of the group. It was a lot of fun. We didn't have to worry about Sam getting online. Here she is. It was great. Yeah, what else is there to say?
Barbecue.
Barbecue time. It's springtime here in Montreal and Canada. Might as well be summer because it's really great out there. And we're going to go eat some great food.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye. Stop broadcast.